Imagine this. You close your eyes at night, and your mind begins to paint pictures. Sometimes they're silly, sometimes they're scary, but what if these nightly stories aren't just random, fleeting thoughts? What if your dreams aren't just random stories, but secret messages from deep inside you? What if they are whispers, warnings, or even guiding lights sent from the very core of your being, your soul? For thousands of years, people have looked at dreams with wonder and a little bit of fear. Ancient kings had dream interpreters, wise elders saw visions in their sleep, and shamans journeyed into dream worlds for healing. They all sensed that there was something more to dreams than simple imagination. They believed that dreams held power, that they could show us things about ourselves and the world that we couldn't see when we were awake. This idea, that dreams are more than just brain static, was something that a very smart man named Carl Jung spent his life thinking about. He wasn't just a doctor, he was like a detective of the mind, searching for clues in the mysterious landscape of our inner world. Jung believed that our dreams are like letters from our soul, written in a special language of pictures and feelings. These letters aren't always easy to read, but they hold important messages about who we are, where we're going, and what we need to learn. He saw dreams as a natural way for our deepest self to talk to our everyday self. It's like a conversation between the part of you that knows everything and the part of you that's still learning. These messages can be gentle nudges or sometimes loud alarms, guiding us, warning us, and showing us the path to becoming our most complete and happy selves. It's a journey into the heart of what it means to be human, a journey that begins every time we fall asleep and our dreams begin to unfold. This journey into the meaning of dreams leads us to Carl Jung, a brilliant thinker who lived a long time ago. Jung was a doctor who studied the mind, but he looked deeper than most. He didn't just see thoughts and feelings, he saw a vast, hidden world beneath them, a world he called the soul, or the inner self. For Jung, dreams were not just silly pictures our brain made up. Instead, he believed they were very important messages, like warnings or guidance, sent from this deep, wise part of us. Imagine your inner self as a very old, very wise friend who knows everything about you, what makes you happy, what makes you sad, what you truly want, and what you really need. This friend can't talk to you with words when you're awake because your busy mind is often too loud. So, this wise friend sends you messages in your dreams. These messages aren't always clear, like a note written in a secret code, but they are always meant to help you. Jung taught that these dream messages could be warnings. Maybe you're heading down a path that isn't good for you, and your dream shows you a broken bridge or a scary storm. Or maybe they are guidance, like a map showing you where to find a hidden treasure, which could be a new idea, a forgotten talent, or a way to solve a problem. He believed that if we paid attention to these dream warnings and guidance, we could live happier, more whole lives. He wasn't just guessing, he spent many years listening to people's dreams and seeing how they helped them. He saw how dreams could show someone what they truly felt about a job, a friend, or a big decision. For Jung, dreams were not just something that happened to us. They were something that happened for us, a gift from our inner self to help us grow. This idea changed how many people thought about dreams, turning them from simple night stories into powerful tools for understanding ourselves. But where do these dream messages come from, and why do they often feel so familiar, even if we've never seen them before? Carl Jung had another big idea, one that helps us understand this mystery. He called it the collective unconscious. Imagine that every single person who has ever lived, from the very first humans to you and me, has added their experiences, their biggest fears, and their greatest joys to a giant, invisible library. This library isn't made of books, it's made of feelings, ideas, and pictures. And it's not just our library, it's a library we all share, deep inside our minds. This is the collective unconscious. Think of it like this: when a baby is born, it doesn't know anything about the world, but it already knows how to cry for food or grab onto a finger. These are things it knows without being taught. In the same way, Jung believed that deep within us, we carry ancient wisdom and patterns from all of humanity. It's like we have a tiny piece of everyone who came before us, stored in our minds. This shared library is full of common human experiences, the idea of a mother, a father, a hero, a villain, a journey, a challenge, or a new beginning. We might see a brave warrior in our dream, even if we've never met one. We might dream of a dark forest, a wise old person, or a powerful animal. These are not just things we've seen on TV, they are symbols that have been important to humans for thousands of years. They are part of this collective unconscious, this shared pool of human knowledge and feeling. So, when your inner self sends you a dream message, it often uses these universal symbols. It's like speaking in a language that all humans, deep down, understand. This is why dreams can feel so powerful, and why sometimes a dream you have might feel strangely similar to a story told in a faraway land long, long ago. It's because we're all connected to this shared library of human experience, constantly drawing from it, even in our sleep. From this vast, shared library of the collective unconscious, special characters and patterns emerge. Carl Jung called these archetypes. Think of archetypes as universal blueprints for certain kinds of people or situations that appear again and again in all human stories, myths, and most importantly in our dreams. They are like deep-seated instincts of the human mind, shapes that our experiences fit into. For example, there's the hero. We all know the hero, right? Someone brave who goes on a journey, faces danger, and grows stronger. You see them in ancient legends like Hercules, in fairy tales like Jack and the Beanstalk, and in modern movies. When the hero archetype appears in your dream, it might mean you are being called to be brave, to face a challenge, or to start a new adventure in your own life. Then there's the wise old man or woman, a figure full of knowledge and good advice. Think of Merlin in the King Arthur stories, or a kind grandmother in a folk tale. If a wise old man or woman appears in your dream, it could be your inner self telling you to listen to your own wisdom, or to seek guidance from someone older and more experienced. But not all archetypes are light and good. There's also the shadow. This isn't a bad person, but rather the parts of ourselves we don't like or don't want to admit we have, our fears, our anger, our jealousy. We try to hide these parts, but they still exist. In dreams, the shadow might appear as a scary monster, a dark figure, or someone who bothers you. When the shadow shows up, it's not to scare you, but to ask you to look at those hidden parts of yourself, to understand them, and maybe even to make peace with them. These archetypes are not just characters in stories. They are living patterns within us. They shape how we see the world, how we react to things, and how we understand ourselves. When they appear in our dreams, they are trying to teach us something important about our own journey. They are guides from the collective unconscious, helping us navigate the patterns of our own lives. So, if dreams speak in a language of symbols and archetypes, what are some of these common symbols we might encounter, and what might they mean in this special Jungian way? It's like learning a secret code that helps us understand the messages from our soul. Take water, for example. Many people dream of water. Sometimes it's a calm lake, sometimes a raging ocean, or a gentle river. In Jung's view, water often stands for our feelings and the deep, hidden parts of our mind. A calm lake might mean you feel peaceful inside, while a stormy sea could show that you are dealing with strong emotions or big changes. A river might mean life is flowing, moving you towards something new. Water is the stuff of life, and in dreams, it shows us the flow of our inner world. Animals are another common dream symbol. What animal do you see? A powerful lion might mean you need to find your courage or strength. A gentle deer could suggest innocence, or a need for peace. A playful dolphin might signal joy and connection. Each animal carries its own special meaning, often linked to its natural qualities, reminding us of different parts of our own nature. Our inner self uses these animal guides to show us what qualities we might need to embrace or understand. And then there are houses. We live in houses, and in dreams, a house often stands for ourselves, our whole being. Each room can be a different part of our personality. A messy room might mean you feel confused or have unfinished business in that part of your life. A grand, beautiful room could show you're feeling good about yourself. Dreaming of exploring new rooms or discovering hidden passages might mean you are learning new things about yourself or exploring unknown talents. A house in disrepair could be a warning that you need to take care of yourself, or fix something in your life that feels broken. These are just a few examples, but they show how our dreams use everyday things to tell us big, important stories about our inner world. They are not just random pictures. They are carefully chosen symbols, like words in a secret letter from our soul. It's truly amazing how these dream symbols aren't just new inventions of our minds. They are echoes of stories told long ago, threads woven through the very fabric of human history. This is where the magic of Jung's ideas truly shines, as he showed how our personal dream symbols connect to the grand tapestry of ancient myths and fairy tales. Think about the wolf. In many old stories, the wolf can be a scary creature, a trickster, or a guardian. Little Red Riding Hood warns us about the dangers of the woods, while other tales show wolves as loyal protectors. If a wolf appears in your dream, it's not just a random animal, it's tapping into these ancient meanings. It might be asking you to be careful, to trust your instincts, or to connect with your wild, untamed self. Or consider the idea of a journey or a quest. From Odysseus sailing home to Dorothy walking the yellow brick road, heroes in myths and fairy tales are always on a journey to find something important, or to overcome a great challenge. When you dream of traveling a long road, climbing a mountain, or getting lost in a forest, your dream is using this ancient story pattern. It's telling you that you are on your own journey, facing your own challenges, and growing along the way. The wise old figure, whether a wizard, a fairy godmother, or an oracle, is another example. These figures, so common in ancient lore, are the same archetypes that appear in our dreams when we need guidance or wisdom. They show us that humans have always looked for deeper meaning, for someone or something to help them understand life's mysteries. Jung understood that these myths and fairy tales aren't just old stories for children. They are like public dreams, shared by entire cultures, full of the same symbols and patterns that our individual dreams use. They show us that humans have always tried to make sense of the world, to find meaning in their experiences, and to understand the deep, hidden truths about life. By connecting our dreams to these ancient tales, we see that we are part of a much bigger human story, and our inner world is far richer and more connected than we often realize. So, we've explored the secret language of dreams, the shared library of the collective unconscious, and the universal characters called archetypes. But what's the real power in all of this? How does understanding these night visions actually help us in our daily lives, when we're awake and dealing with school, friends, or family? The truth is, understanding our dreams can be like having a secret map to ourselves. Our conscious mind, the part of us that thinks and plans, often only sees a small part of the picture. But our dreams, coming from the deeper soul, see everything. They know our hidden fears, our forgotten hopes, and the true feelings we might not even realize we have. When we pay attention to our dreams, we start to know ourselves better, much better than before. For example, if you keep dreaming of being lost, it might be your inner self telling you that you feel lost in your waking life, maybe about a big decision or a new path. Once you understand this, you can start to think about what direction you truly want to go. It helps you ask important questions. Where do I feel lost? Or, what choice do I need to make? Dreams can also help us make wiser choices. Imagine you're trying to decide between 2 schools or 2 jobs. Your conscious mind might list all the pros and cons. But then you have a dream where one path feels bright and easy, and the other feels dark and difficult. Your dream might be showing you how your inner self truly feels about those choices, guiding you toward the one that feels more right for your soul, even if your logical mind is still weighing the options. It's like our dreams are always trying to help us become more whole, more ourselves. They show us what we need to work on, what we need to embrace, and what we need to let go of. By listening to these messages, we don't just understand our dreams, we understand our lives more deeply. We become more aware, more mindful, and better able to navigate the challenges and joys that come our way, making choices that truly serve our deepest well-being. All these insights from our dreams, the symbols, the archetypes, the deeper self, they all point to one very big and very important goal that Carl Jung called individuation. It's a fancy word, but it means something quite simple and beautiful: becoming our whole, true self. Think of it like this: when you are born, you are like a tiny seed. That seed has everything it needs to grow into a magnificent tree, with strong roots, a sturdy trunk, and beautiful leaves. But it needs sunshine, water, and good soil to truly become that tree. Individuation is like that process for us. It's the journey of growing into the unique, full person we were meant to be, using all our strengths, understanding our weaknesses, and finding our special place in the world. Jung believed that our soul, or inner self, has a natural push toward this goal. It wants us to be complete, not just one-sided. We might focus a lot on being smart, but forget about being kind. Or we might be very brave, but ignore our fears. Individuation means bringing all these different parts of ourselves together, the good and the bad, the light and the dark, the known and the unknown, so we can be truly whole. And how do we do this? By listening to those inner messages, especially those from our dreams. Our dreams are like the sunlight and water for our growing seed. They show us the parts of ourselves we might be ignoring. They might show us where we need to be braver, or where we need to be more gentle. They help us face our shadow, those parts of us we don't like, not to get rid of them, but to understand them and bring them into our wholeness. It's not about becoming perfect, it's about becoming genuine. It's about accepting all of who you are and letting your true self shine. This journey of individuation, guided by our dreams, helps us to live a life that feels more meaningful, more real, and truly our own. It's the path to uncovering the unique treasure that is you. To truly see the power of dreams, let me share a simple story, a common kind of experience that many people have. Imagine a young student named Leo who was feeling very worried about a big project at school. He had to present his ideas in front of his whole class, and even though he knew his stuff, he was terrified of speaking in public. He couldn't sleep well, and during the day, he felt a knot of anxiety in his stomach. One night, Leo had a dream. In his dream, he was standing on a stage, but instead of his classmates, he saw a huge, roaring lion in the audience. The lion was not attacking him, but it was staring intently, making him feel very small and scared. Suddenly, a little bird flew onto his shoulder and began to sing a beautiful, soft song. The lion, surprisingly, quieted down and seemed to listen, its roar turning into a gentle rumble. When Leo woke up, the dream stuck with him. He thought about the lion, his fear, his inner roar of anxiety. But then he remembered the bird and its song. He realized that the bird represented his own voice, his own message, which was gentle and true. The dream wasn't telling him to fight the lion, his fear, but to find his own song, his own way to express himself, which could calm even the biggest fear. This dream helped Leo understand his feeling. His fear wasn't something to crush, but something to acknowledge. He decided that instead of trying to be loud and forceful in his presentation, he would focus on speaking clearly and passionately about what he loved. He practiced his presentation by talking to his reflection, focusing on the calm, clear way he wanted his words to flow. When the day came, Leo still felt nervous, but he remembered the bird's song. He took a deep breath, and as he began to speak, he focused on his passion for the topic. His voice wasn't loud, but it was steady and sincere. And to his surprise, his classmates listened intently, just like the lion in his dream. His presentation went well, and he felt a great sense of peace. His dream had given him a powerful message: don't fight your fear, but find your own true voice to soothe it. This is just one small example of how a dream can offer guidance and help us solve problems or understand deep feelings in our waking lives. We've seen how listening to dreams can bring peace, like in Leo's story. But what happens when we don't listen? What happens if we ignore these gentle nudges or even the loud alarms from our soul? Carl Jung warned that ignoring these dream messages can lead to feeling stuck, lost, or deeply unhappy in our waking lives. Imagine your inner self is trying to tell you something important about a friendship that isn't good for you, or a job that is making you sad. It might send you dreams where you feel trapped, or where you're trying to run away but can't. If you dismiss these dreams as just weird or meaningless, you might miss the chance to see the problem. You might keep staying in that unhealthy friendship or that unhappy job, feeling more and more stuck without knowing why. It's like having a car with a warning light on the dashboard. The light is trying to tell you something is wrong with the engine. If you ignore it, if you cover it up, the problem doesn't go away. It often gets worse. Soon your car might break down completely. In the same way, if our soul sends us warning signs in dreams and we ignore them, the underlying issues in our life or within ourselves don't disappear. They can fester, growing bigger and causing us more trouble. Jung believed that when we ignore our dreams, we cut ourselves off from a vital source of wisdom. We lose touch with a part of ourselves that knows what's truly best for us. This can make us feel unbalanced, like we're not living our true life. We might feel a sense of emptiness, even if everything on the outside seems fine. We might become grumpy, tired, or just generally dissatisfied with life, all because we're not listening to the deep, inner voice trying to guide us. So, paying attention to dreams isn't just a fun exercise. It's a way to keep our inner self healthy and flowing. It's a way to avoid getting stuck in patterns that don't serve us, and to instead move towards a life that feels authentic and truly ours. The soul is always speaking, even if we're not always listening, and its silence can be the heaviest burden. Our dreams don't just show us paths to happiness or warnings of trouble. They also bravely shine a light on the hidden corners of ourselves, especially the parts we'd rather keep in the dark. Carl Jung called this the shadow. It's not about being a bad person, but about the parts of us we've pushed away because we don't like them, or because we think others won't like them. Imagine you always try to be kind and polite. That's a wonderful quality. But maybe deep down, there's a part of you that sometimes feels angry or jealous, or wants to be selfish. You might try very hard to hide these feelings, even from yourself. These are parts of your shadow. They're not evil, they're just parts of being human that you haven't fully accepted. In our dreams, the shadow often appears in different forms. It might be a scary monster chasing you, a grumpy person who looks a bit like someone you know, or even a messy, dark room in a dream house. These dream figures are not there to frighten you for no reason. They are there to get your attention, to tell you, "Hey, look at this part of yourself. Don't forget about it." For example, if you dream of a mean person who acts very rude, it might be your inner self showing you a part of your own personality that sometimes wants to be rude, but you always keep it hidden. Or if you dream of a weak, crying child, it might be showing you a part of yourself that feels helpless, even if you try to act strong all the time. Bringing these shadow parts into the light is a big step in becoming whole, in what Jung called individuation. It doesn't mean you have to act on every angry feeling or be selfish. It means acknowledging that these feelings and traits are a part of you. When you see them in your dreams, It's an invitation to understand them, to make friends with them, rather than keeping them locked away. Because when we understand our shadow, it loses its power to control us from the dark. It becomes a part of our strength, making us more complete and genuine people. Our dreams, in their mysterious way, help us bravely face all of who we are. Now, as we explore these powerful dream messages, it's important to remember something very key. While dreams are deeply personal, their symbols often have universal roots. This is a beautiful dance between what is uniquely you and what connects you to all of humanity. Your dream is your dream. No one else has your exact life, your exact feelings, or your exact experiences. So, the meaning of your dream, the specific message it holds, is always meant just for you. A dream about a dog might mean something different to someone who loves dogs than to someone who is afraid of them. The details of your dream, the way it makes you feel, and what's happening in your life right now are all very important for understanding its message. However, the symbols that your dream uses often come from that deep, shared well of the collective unconscious we talked about. They are like universal building blocks. A house in a dream often represents the self, not just for you, but for many people across different cultures and times. Water often stands for emotions, a journey for growth, and a wise old figure for inner wisdom. These are not rules set in stone, but common themes that echo through human experience. So, when you try to understand your dream, you're not just making up meanings. You're trying to figure out how these universal symbols are speaking to your personal situation. It's like your soul is sending you a letter in a language that has some very old, very common words, but the way those words are put together, and what they mean in your story, is completely unique. This mix of personal and universal is what makes dreams so rich and powerful. They connect your individual life to the bigger human story. They remind you that while you are unique, you are also part of something much larger, drawing on wisdom and patterns that have guided humans for ages. It's a reminder that your inner world is not just a small, private place, but a doorway to the vast, shared wisdom of all existence. So, if dreams are these amazing letters from our soul, how can we make sure we don't miss them? How can we get better at remembering our dreams and thinking about what they might mean? It's easier than you might think, and it starts with a few simple steps. First, before you even go to sleep, tell yourself that you want to remember your dreams. It sounds simple, but your mind is powerful. Just setting this intention can make a big difference. Put a notebook and a pen right next to your bed. This is your dream journal. Second, when you wake up, don't move right away. The first few moments after waking are when dreams are most fresh. Just lie there quietly for a minute or two. Let your mind drift back into the dream world. What pictures come to mind? What feelings? Don't try too hard, just let it come. Third, as soon as you have even a tiny piece of a dream, write it down in your dream journal. Don't worry if it doesn't make sense, or if it's just a small detail. Write down everything you can remember, the people, the places, the objects, and especially the feelings you had in the dream. Did you feel happy, scared, confused, or excited? These feelings are often the key to understanding the dream's message. Fourth, don't try to figure out the dream's meaning right away. Just collect the dreams for a while. After a few days or weeks, you might start to see patterns. Do certain symbols keep showing up? Do you always feel a certain way in your dreams? This is your soul trying to tell you something important again and again. Finally, think about what was happening in your waking life around the time of the dream. Were you worried about something? Excited about a new idea? Often, the dream is a commentary on your daily life, offering a different point of view from your deeper self. By doing these simple things, you create a bridge between your waking mind and your dreaming soul. You show your inner self that you are ready to listen, ready to receive its warnings and guidance, and ready to embark on the amazing journey of understanding yourself more deeply. It's a gentle practice, but a very powerful one. Beyond helping us understand ourselves, our dreams also offer a profound lens through which to view our relationships with others. They can be like a secret mirror, reflecting the unspoken truths and hidden feelings that shape how we connect with the people around us, our friends, family, and loved ones. Imagine you're having a disagreement with a friend, and you can't quite put your finger on why you feel so upset. That night, you dream that your friend is a giant, scary bird trying to steal your favorite toy. This dream isn't saying your friend is a monster. Instead, it might be showing you that you feel threatened or that something precious to you is being taken away in the friendship. The dream gives you a feeling, an insight, that your conscious mind might have missed. Dreams can show us how we truly feel about someone, even if we try to pretend otherwise. Maybe you think you like someone, but your dreams always show them as distant or cold. This could be your inner self warning you about something you're not seeing when you're awake, or it could be reflecting your own fears about getting close to others. They can also highlight imbalances in our relationships. If you keep dreaming of carrying a heavy load while someone else walks freely beside you, it might be your soul telling you that you're doing too much in a relationship, and you need to ask for help or share the burden. By understanding these dream messages, we gain a deeper awareness of the invisible threads that tie us to others. It's not about analyzing other people's dreams, but about using our own dreams to understand our feelings and reactions in relationships. This knowledge allows us to approach our connections with more wisdom, compassion, and honesty. It helps us see where we need to set boundaries, where we need to offer more love, or where we need to speak our truth. Dreams become silent guides, helping us to build stronger, healthier, and more authentic relationships in our waking world. We've journeyed deep into the world of dreams, guided by Carl Jung's profound wisdom. We've explored the secret language of symbols, the universal patterns of archetypes, and the rich tapestry of the collective unconscious. We've seen how these nightly visions can help us understand ourselves, make wiser choices, embrace our whole being, and build stronger relationships. But this journey doesn't end here. It's not just a set of ideas to learn, it's an invitation to a living, breathing connection with the deepest part of you. The wisdom of your soul, that inner guiding force, is always at work, always trying to help you on your path to becoming the most complete and authentic version of yourself. It speaks through the images, feelings, and stories that unfold in your sleep. The true magic lies not just in knowing about these concepts, but in actively engaging with them. It's about opening your heart and mind to the possibility that every dream, no matter how strange or small, carries a piece of important information just for you. It's about honoring that ancient voice within, the one that whispers warnings, offers guidance, and illuminates the path to your own unique journey of individuation. As the day comes to a close, and you prepare to step into the quiet realm of sleep, remember the silent conversation that awaits. Take a moment to listen, to feel, to wonder. So, as you lay your head down tonight, I invite you to ask yourself a powerful, introspective question, one that can unlock new depths of self-discovery. What messages might your own soul be trying to send you tonight? May your dreams be a source of profound wisdom and gentle guidance. Sleep well, and listen closely.